It's the Ski and Bongo Show. We are so back. It's so back. It's the Ski and Bongo Show. We are so back. It's so back. It's the Ski and Bongo Show. We are so back. It's so back.
Yeah, MGM, and welcome to another Ski and Bongo show. It's been a long time since we talk here live. Ski God, how are you doing?
Oh, we're doing great.
Oh my
Everything
God,
is
he's lagging.
fine. Flag it again? No.
No, no, keep going.
Okay.
Let's see if it comes back. Maybe we just have to talk for a minute, and it will work.
Okay. Um, well, I would say things could be going better. uh, we can't even, dude. You know how down bad we are? We can't even do a normal stream without a 5 second lag, like we're on some bullshit, you know, Dominican Republic TV channel, right? That's where we're at. You know?
That's the state of the market, dude. Everything is running on the Bitcoin blockchain. It take 10 minutes for us to have a conversation. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's working now. Yeah, this is the weirdest. It's so
God damn
weird
it.
because why? What the fuck? Doesn't work, huh? Hmm. Hold on. I'm gonna cut you take over for a little bit. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna restart my
Are we
browser and
here
everything,
still?
and then I'll come back.
Fuck it. Let me shut it all down too. Now, maybe I don't need to shut it down. All right, let's see if we can solve this. We apologize for the technical issues and we choose to blame StreamYard. It is not our fault. We shut down our VPNs and we don't know what's wrong here. Shit should be working, but it's not. All right, I even increased the storage on my StreamYard account. See if that does anything. But how are we doing, everyone? I was out for a couple of weeks. Dímelo Bongo. Hello, Stephen. How are you, brother? Oh man, you should have come to DR. I was just there for 2 weeks, and it was awesome. It was awesome. It was great to be out of crypto Twitter. Mr. James,
What do you think? Am I back?
you're so back.
Okay. Let's run with this for a little bit, see if anything changes. Um okay. Catch me up on your life real quick, and then I can complain about markets and stuff. So go ahead.
For the first time in around 4 years, I got out of crypto Twitter. Like I was like 90% out of CT. I was like paying attention just a little bit, and it was great. It was a great time to just unplug and take my mind out of crypto and like have a little reset. And I knew my brain was fried because of all the fucking content I'm consuming constantly and all the time I spend online. But I didn't know it was as bad as it was. And now I feel much better. And I think I'm gonna have to do this more often just for like clarity of mind and just to be out there in the wild, where I was born. I went to the Dominican Republic, my country. I spent 2 weeks there, and I went there to celebrate my wedding with my friends and family, which is why you were not invited. And it was a great time. It was a great time. I didn't pay attention to Bitcoin or the market, but it seems like I didn't miss anything at all. And I enjoy being in nature. We went into some like rural parts and just being in front of the ocean, being around nature, and also seeing like rural life. Like when you're in a third world country, country you get to see people struggling and just like living life, and nobody cares about the internet and what's happening here or anywhere else. Actually, they're just living their life with no, it's just a different thing. um and I honestly miss that. Coming from there, it was just great spending some time there and like being back. But now we can move on onto the markets. You can complain about all the bullshit that happened in those 2 weeks.
Well, hold on, real quick. There was that article that went viral. You bring it up. Um, you bring it up in your personal life about. I assume you probably read it about the whole like uh addiction to being online and stuff like that. Have you read that yet?
No, no.
Well, basically what you just said, it's this guy. You know how articles recently have been going. We're at the point of the markets where people are just reading long form articles, and those are the only things that go viral. Like it's not memes anymore. It's not anything fun. It's like serious stuff. And the article is basically about how this guy was just chronically online, like, from when he woke up to when he went to bed, just consumption, chats, like all this stuff. And basically it was ruining his life. And he had to do a full detox. And it just sounds exactly like what you were mentioning, that we don't really understand how fried we are. So how did you really know how fried you were? Like, what was the epiphany? Were you like somewhere and you like all of a sudden were chill for a minute and you were like, wow, this feels different? Like, what do you mean? Like, how do you know it
um
felt good? Like, there had to be some sort of difference you experienced or something.
it was the inability of like, I want to say like being disciplined, or like just like changing some like decisions, or like, I don't know. It's just like, let's say you didn't I didn't have you don't if you are consuming content, if you're listening to different streams or like YouTube videos all day every day, you don't have time to like think, and your mind is always occupied in something, and you go from listening to a podcast to reading tweets to scrolling on TikTok and Instagram, and all that kind of like compounds, and it's like you don't have any free space on your mind. And that, I think, was the big difference, and I start feeling that way after like the first week on the vacation, where we were just like going to the beach, riding horses, being on the ocean, just spending time with friends and family, talking, like slowing down, like really slowing down and living life, especially like in those rural places where you barely have any internet connection and there's no much you can do, but you also don't feel the need of doing anything either. It's like I felt a reset in my dopamine receptors, and now I want to keep it that way, which is super hard because I'm already like back on the computer, reading things, seeing things, and consuming a bunch of content. Um, but that's how I feel, and it wasn't like a specific moment where I thought like, wow, now my mind is clear. Now I have already detox, but just after a few days being down there, maybe 10 days or so, like I start feeling different, and I feel like the pace in which my mind is running has shifted. It's like it feels like a reset. I don't know how else I can describe it, but that's that.
Yeah, but what does that do for you? Like, what? So yeah, okay, your mind's free. You're able to sit at the beach and not think about shit or whatever. Like, what do you want? More creative thoughts? You having better conversations? Do you think like in a sense it's going to make you better at like your business, or like what's the goal? What's the point? I don't understand. Like, that's where I'm struggling to understand. Like, what do you get? Would you have
I'm more
some big
peaceful.
ideas? You gonna fucking what are you starting a business? You gonna open a bar? What are you gonna do?
No, I'm just gonna move to the Caribbean and start just
Right.
like my own bar in a fucking rural place. Um, No, I'm just more peaceful, more at ease with like things around me, right? Like I'm not stressing about the price of Bitcoin or where things are going next. I'm more present too. Like I'm here now. I'm talking to you. I'm listening more. Um, that's what I'm feeling at the moment. So more peaceful, more at ease, and then more present.
Whatever, dude.
When you are like,
Fucking see you on the other side.
yeah, next week I'm gonna be right there with you. Okay, just give me some time. I'm gonna detox from the
Yeah.
detoxing.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I obviously love like walking around my neighborhood, like looking at trees, going trail running, like going to the beach. Like I try to actively do a little bit of that every day. Not that it's easy, but I understand it. It's like why I always joke like Americans go to Italy and they always at the end of their trip they're like, dude, I want to fucking move to Italy. They just do it right there. They just chill. It's not about the rat race. Nobody's comparing each other to each other, and they just kind of like talk and like sit in the pocket. And then they get back to America. There, and a month later, it's just back to the same old, same old. So I just feel like that's what you're going through right now with the like little fucking riding your horse at sunset or whatever you were doing out there, and just like, oh man, this is fucking it, bro. This is
So beautiful.
living. Oh man.
Well, I didn't feel like it was leaving or anything special. It's just like I now feel more peaceful. Like, and I honestly thought those 2 weeks was plenty, more than enough, and I was ready to come back and be here and keep doing the Web3 stuff. And it's like just a little recharging. But I'm with you. Like nothing really changed. It's like in a week or two, I'm just gonna be back in a similar place. Although now I feel
Mm.
like I can take advantage of the opportunity and maybe make different decisions or like try to change some habits or like try to be more thoughtful of what I'm consuming here on a daily basis and like help myself a little bit more. But again, I 2 weeks was plenty. I'm ready to come back
I don't hear you anymore. Your connection's gone. It's the fedora, man. I don't know what your fedora is doing to your connection today, or what internet service you stopped paying while you were gone.
I want to be here and that are we back?
Unbelievable, man. Like pay your internet bills.
I brought the internet with me from the art.
It's unbelievable. Now I think we're lagging again.
It seems like you're better on my end now.
Yeah, let me tell you, everything's good over here, man. Crystal clear 4K picture. And you look like you have a giant white pixel on top of your forehead. And then you have these Billy glasses in the background and like, God, dude. What maybe we just go back to physical art. Get some physical art in your room, make it look like an adult's area. Yeah.
I bought some art. I just have to frame it now. I bought it down there. So yeah, you're gonna be seeing that soon.
All right.
Let
All
me
right.
let me let me switch Wi-Fi's real quick. See if that
Yeah.
works. Give me 1 second.
Switch to your neighbor's Wi-Fi.
Bonjour.
Okay. You don't look blurry anymore.
Let's
Wow.
go.
Now we're talking. Okay.
Let's go. This is working.
Bull
All
market's
right.
back.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were just lagging because we were talking bullshit about personal life. Now we can finally chat. So where should we start? We have to talk about you going viral, my friend. Congrats on going viral. I love to
Viral.
see that.
What
Yeah,
happened to viral?
a
What do you mean?
100K views is going viral in this market.
Oh, you mean with yeah. I actually just put out another video today that's like you know how they say like, hey, if you have a video that does well, maybe just kind of try and repurpose it and lean into that or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Uh that's kind of what I did today. So I made another video that I actually think is like better on the same topic. And yeah, we'll see. I think it's a cool topic, especially right now when I think everybody's suffering, uh, especially in crypto Twitter. I think it's good to think about like, yeah, man, you're not the only one that's getting absolutely pummeled. You know, hardly
Mm,
anybody is at their all-time high net worth right now, except maybe your uncle who has a good 401k, right? And
yeah.
you know, that's okay. There are ways to get out of it eventually.
How did it feel?
What?
The engagement, the attention, seeing the video doing well. I think it has
Mm.
been your best piece of content so far.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the engagement was all that crazy. Like it got viewed a lot, but there wasn't. I would say it was like super crazy. Like, just a couple like bigger accounts shared it, and that was that. I would say I'm not really focused on that yet. Like, I've been trying to just get used to putting out more stuff, and
Right.
I'll be honest, it's not easy. Like, you know, to go from an idea all the way to like publishing a video, and they're not even they're barely edited, right? There's not much. Still takes like hours and hours, and then like I've put out, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 videos that I thought were pretty dang good, good topics, and you know they don't really get watched at all, and so I've realized that you don't know what's going to do that well, and because of that, you kind of have to stick. You have to be more interested in like the process, I guess, than the result.
Right.
And that's what I'm learning as like in these early stages.
And you gotta be consistent. You just gotta,
Right.
put things out there.
Hmm.
Love to hear that. I love to hear that. Now, you wanna complain about the markets and what's happening out there?
I think it's just weird because it it I don't remember. I just can't remember too well. Some people have great memories. What it felt like November 2021 to through like the middle of 2022 when everything just kind of rolled over and it was kind of going into the bear market, right? Like I don't remember how that felt because like we felt FTX and all that stuff like later, right? Like end of
Yeah.
2022, kind of like whatever. But I'm kind of wondering if this was similar to where I'm almost like, is it really just gonna slowly fizzle out like this and kind of slowly roll over and just kind of be the end? And I guess for a while I kind of thought like I still kind of think like, nah, it doesn't I don't see it ending that way. It doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't feel like many things end this way. So that's why I'm having a little bit of a tough time thinking that it's like over for some reason. Um, but the price action is just every time we go up, we just hit another sell wall. And no matter the good news that we've had, it's been a struggle. And the problem is the more time we go through, the more time stocks now have a chance to roll over. Right. And like, so the question becomes like, crypto has not, Bitcoin has not proven an ability to act on its own and act like gold and just like go up when stocks are going down. It has not proven that. maybe little times here and there, but over the past few years, come on, let's be honest, like it hasn't. So if that's the case, that's fine, but stocks then need to go bid and we need to have like another push. So it's tough. It's tough because stocks have not really had a pullback. Like, and if they do we really think Bitcoin's going to be like, all right, time to bid after all this fucking terrible 30% down move? It's time to just go gangbusters and catch up to gold. It seems a little far fetched, given that we haven't seen that too much. I mean, it could, but I'm just a bit confused. The price actions definitely confused me. The speed of it has confused me. Um, I went through a process of protecting my downside in Bitcoin, and I was just typing to somebody about this in one of my chats. I was like pretty happy with that. But then I slid that money right into the Bitcoin miner stuff when it was going off, and basically those have all got, like, that was terrible discipline. I got caught up in the moment. Um, Put on a bunch of risk. The size was too much. The timing was too bad, and I've lost a fuck ton of money in the last couple of months, like in the mining space. So, all the protection moves that I made basically were, ended up not protecting me at all. So it's been a tough go here for the last 2 to 3 months for sure. But in the end, I also am like, I still feel pretty good about everything, and it's very hard for me to admit like we're going into a bear market for another 9 months. I'm just having a tough time. So that's my take. I know you've been logged out for a little bit, but when you hear that, like, what's your initial thoughts?
My initial thought is that right now it's the perfect time to be completely sideways and have zero exposure to the markets. Because if you get a confirmation that we will go higher, we will probably go much higher. And so you can just jump in eventually. And if not, there's going to be a buying opportunity sometime in 2026. So I see limited upside being like, I mean, I see the it's riskier to be in the market right now than not being in the market. That's my initial thought hearing you and seeing like everything right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because like
I think
if we
that's
start
fair.
bleeding out, it's just gonna get ugly.
Real,
That will
yeah.
be like my best base case, right? Like it's just gonna get nasty from here, especially if you have any exposure to any sort of like altcoins. If Bitcoin goes down to 60K, well, it's not that bad. But if you have anything else, you're probably getting completely destroyed. So I'm in the camp of like being sidelined right now and waiting for an opportunity, waiting for like me, since I spend my time in the trenches or like finding opportunities on chain, I will just sit on my hands, participate in as many things as I can, learn about new shit coming out, and then trying to catch like a new meta or something. Because right now it's one of those times where there's like nothing going on. Like you mentioned, like people writing articles. That's the only thing we have going for us. And then the typical like
Yeah.
bear market talk about the time the algorithm being bad and the AI slop, but there's no play, no nothing. Like people are not trading at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I heard somebody talking about like they're praying for a $1 million runner. And I was like, oh my God, how bad it's gotten? Uh
God damn it. Let me show you this meme real quick. This is the state of this is the market right now. This is what we're going through. Check this out. Trenches are heating up. this is
That's good.
this is the
That's
market right
good.
now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like pull this Bitcoin chart up. I got up here. Um,
Here we go.
yeah. So we're trading at 85.9. All right. So the low was, whatever, 80K last time. Now, when I look at this chart, I'm just like, if this low gets taken out, sayonara. Fuck, you know? Also, when I look at it, I'm like, wow, like look at that move. Like that's such a big down move without terribly much of a bounce at all. And to your point about like sideline or whatever, it's like if you could just jump back in. Like if we just reclaim even 95, you could probably just jump back in, right? It's like the market's gotta like show some sort of ability to bid. So I'm pretty with you on the whole like being sidelined is is better because the risk to the downside is still pretty sizable. It sounds gross to even say that. Probably got another 20 or 30% move in it potentially. The upside obviously is infinite, but like you could probably just get back in above 95, right?
Yeah.
I hate that I'm even saying 95 because it used to like when we were talking, a month ago or whatever, it was like 108 or 116 or whatever it was. So, it's hard to even point to really why we're here. You could point to October 10th. You could point to manipulation. You could point to Bitcoin's front running some larger stock pullback. You could do whatever the fuck you want, but we don't really know.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we don't know.
Yeah. I feel like right now it's better not to lose money than to make money.
Mm.
So like you just you don't want to lose money here, if anything, because if it gets like the worst thing that can happen is like shit goes down another 30% and things like let's say hyper liquid get down 60% and you don't have anything to buy with in my
Mhm.
that's like my view at the moment. Like you either want to see the market bounce back and be a little late, or you want to wait until there's like extreme fear and like awful price action to like put in some buys.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. It's
Can
it's
you
tough
click on
seeing. I
Bitcoin
mean,
dominance?
yeah.
All right. So that has barely like moved at all
Yeah,
in
but
the last
this
couple
like
of weeks.
this one's pretty bad. I was playing with this earlier today. Um, this is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin and ETH. Uh,
Yeah.
that's at a very vital moment too. If I just like took this chunk into the bear market here and overlaid it, I mean, this could also, drop another 38% or something back to 500 billion, which, at this point, we'd probably all be like, yeah, of course. Like memes are dead. L1s are dead. DeFi's dead. Everything's dead. Why wouldn't we drop another few hundred billion in market cap, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Someone was saying today on the timeline that you can't talk about the market being super bad when you have Farcon trading at $350 million. I mean, it can go to zero, and it might. So that's actually when like things are really dead.
There's a little hopium is like the copper gold ratio has when this thing is bottomed. Traditionally, it's like been the bottom of the business cycle. And, for the people who kind of believe in the whole extended cycle theory where like the business cycle has been delayed because of the government shutdown and the reverse repo and all this stuff. Um, this is kind of like a time where Bitcoin performs pretty well when the copper gold ratio goes up. So, I mean, you could look at it in the sense of like, well, maybe we're in the process of starting to bottom here. I don't know. We're always just looking for new ways to kind of look at it, but right now, not great. And another scary thing is like when you go into the holidays in a low volume atmosphere where there's not people just like buying the fuck out of anything, you, you're vulnerable to massive, massive like price movement. So like 2018 in the stock market was the one I was always point to, and that like, if there's no like crazy narratives or like stuff price movement, holidays are usually pretty chill. Nothing really happens. But when the price goes down in a low volume period, shit could go haywire, and it never seems to be to the upside. So that's one thing I do worry about too. Is like it's only what December 15th. We have another 16 days before we even get to the new year, right? To where maybe institutional flows will start to put risk back on till tax selling's over, like all this stuff. And the buyback window for stocks closes in 4 days. So, you get back to 80K in Bitcoin into a low volume environment and just one shot us. You could drop it to 65K in like a week. You know what I mean?
I mean, it wouldn't be that bad if we just fucking go to the lows we're gonna go this year, and next year we can just fucking, you know, bounce back with a new energy, with like, uh, just a new year, new us, new market. By the way, I don't even feel like before I left, we were talking about that Bitcoin most likely will have like a rebound, even if it's
Yeah.
gonna go down even lower. And I don't even feel like we went through that. I don't feel like we have rebound
No.
yet. Not anything significant. Like we touched 93, 94 last Friday, and then it went like straight down. So I mean, I will hope to see at least like 100K, even if we have to go lower. So that might still play out in the next couple of weeks here, potentially.
Could be. Uh, yeah, I think everybody thought that. And if you are like, one thing a bear market can do to people is like it can reject a lot of those types of ideas. It could
Right.
just be constant selling. Again, I still don't think it's a bear market. But every day that passes where rallies get stuffed in the face, it's like, all right, well, proven wrong again. So
Yeah.
Tesla, I think, is gonna fucking. I think we've talked about that before, but let's touch base on. Well, one thing is like Ethereum. Um, this is another chart that's like kind of sketch. It's like the Bitcoin chart, I guess. Like all these the Tom Lee Bitminer thing, like they've been buying up. They own like over 4% of all Ethereum now, which is pretty crazy. And he's stuck like $5 billion. Like he's down like 4.5 or $5 billion on paper, which is pretty crazy. Um, yeah, so we'll see what Ethereum does. To your
They're
point,
gonna be staking their Ethereum, which looks like it's gonna take them a couple of weeks, but that should generate some revenue for them, which they might use to buy back Ethereum. Well, if they get the rewards in Ethereum, they might just hold it. But I thought that was interesting, the fact that they're gonna be making like $4 million a month or something like that just by staking their ETH, even more.
yeah, $4 million, and they have like 4 billion, or wait, what do they have? Like, I don't know, billions and billions and billions of ETH. So whatever. I mean, I still wonder, like, okay, how does ETH make money? Like, I get it. Like, they think it's going to be the future of finance. It's all going to be built on these rails and blah blah blah. But I still don't get the idea, because even JP Morgan or any of these guys that do stuff on Ethereum, they can just trap a lot of the value within their own layer. And
Yeah.
so anyways, I mean, whatever. Maybe ETH just takes off and goes to 50,000 like Tom Lee thinks, but if that happens, I'd rather just own Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin will do pretty well. Here's Pump. I mean, whoa, boy, does that look bad, huh? That looks like it wants to just drop back down to the 1010 gap.
It does not look good. People have been fighting Alon in the timeline, not fighting, just talking about him. because like they pretty much disappeared over the last month. And I don't know if you pay any attention to Breakpoint, but catching up to it today, I saw that they didn't have any presence, which is a surprise because they seem to be like tight with Solana and like a big part of the ecosystem, and not having any presence or like not making any sort of announcement or trying to do something on Breakpoint, the biggest like Solana event of the year, was a little shocking to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that if that they were like close to them or whatever. But yeah, they have the potential to just be like the face of Solana, really. I mean, um, you'd think they could do that. Yeah, I didn't hear much about Breakpoint, to be honest. Soul has been it's been quiet, you know. I mean, what is Soul at these days? What are we back to? 120?
125, 120, yeah,
Oh
125.
man.
And everyone is talking about this chart of like um Solana users being down like 98%, something along those lines. It went from like 400 million active users to like 600K from like the pico top of the Trump meme coin to
Wow.
today.
Wow. Yeah, that's a tough scene. I mean, I barely make a transaction on there at all. Like Uh all right. Strategy. Our boy. Our boy. Uh he bought another almost $1 billion today
I
or
saw that.
last week. So it's been 2 weeks in a row that he has bought $1 billion, which okay, but there are people that do the breakdown of how did they do that every week, and he is 2 weeks in a row now sold the common stock again, pretty much for almost all of it. And I put out a tweet this morning. I'm like, it's getting to the point where I'm so like, I'm just like, what is like? This is a part of this whole thing is it's a cult coin. It's like Tesla, right? And he knows they know that part of their big optic problem has been just dunking on that stock like hard. Yet here they come in the last few weeks, just like fucking churning it as hard as possible. And it leaves me to think like it really, and I don't know if I'm being psyoped here or what, but it just makes me think there's something coming for them that they're rushing to get as much as possible. And maybe that's wrong. Maybe Sailor's like, we don't care about the cult. We're just trying to get as much Bitcoin as possible because that'll work itself out in the end. Like, we don't care. If you own our stock, you understand the risk. I'm gonna keep fucking doing it. It's accretive. It's accretive. Anything over one MNAV is accretive. But at the same time, I'm like, you do see the reflexive like problem here, right? Like you're not, nobody's gonna buy your fucking stock if you keep like at all. If it ever gets above one MNAV, you're just dunking on it over the time. Like who's gonna buy it?
Well, think about it this way. If we are going into a bear market, nobody's going to buy it anyway, right? Like during a bear market, it's just going to keep going down with Bitcoin and everything else. So they might as well front run the fucking sell pressure and be the ones diluting the stock and fucking eating it essentially to buy more Bitcoin because the opportunity to do so won't be there in the future. Like it might go down so much that they won't be able to sell. So they might as well just, take whatever they can and buy Bitcoin now.
Yeah, that's possible.
And if it bounce, it bounce. I mean, meaning Bitcoin. And, if Bitcoin bounce, people will buy it again.
Yeah. But that would imply they're kind of like expecting like a kind of like a bear market where they trade at a discount for a long time, I guess. Yeah.
Why wouldn't they expect that?
I don't think they expect it. I don't think they expect a bear market.
I mean, they kind of should.
Maybe. Yeah.
When you have
I
that
mean,
much Bitcoin and a stock attached to it and so many complicated products, you should, you know, prepare for the worst case scenario, I guess.
yeah, I mean, all the treasury companies, Strive, one of the next best ones, they're down. I mean, let's see how much they're down in the past. I mean, this thing's down infinite even after their recent hype and their kind of whole marketing play. They are back down. I'll give them this another 55%. Nakamoto, I mean, Jesus Christ. The pain associated with investors on this is unbelievable. 30 it's at 36 cents and I think at one point was at $34,
Jesus
right?
Christ. Good lord.
Yeah, it was at $34. It's at 36 cents. That is unbelievable. Honest. That's unbelievable. That's shocking. Um, hmm.
Beat mine. Not that bad.
Remember we looked at this Tesla Bitcoin chart and we were saying how, you know, almost looks like it's better to own Tesla than Bitcoin. Well,
Yeah,
um,
it is.
yeah, that's been we were talking about it this whole kind of down here and there it goes. And if
Yeah.
Tesla starts to rip to the upside, I mean this thing's going to continue to go up. Could have just
Yeah.
bet on Elon.
Yeah, bet on AI, robotics, Google, Elon, and fucking pray that the trenches will come back eventually.
I mean that goes to show you the state of crypto right there. We are leaving the train. It is all eyes on the other shit, pretty much. Um, Gold's still been doing really well. Uh, yeah, gold's been doing. It's almost at all time highs again. Where's that chart that out? We always talk about the big one. I have too much shit.
While you're
Oh, here it is.
looking, oh, real quick, remember I brought this up a couple of months ago? Um, the gold versus ETH, which one hits 5K first? Um,
Hmm.
it seems like gold will get there before ETH.
What's that at right now? Yeah, 57.49. Oh man.
57. I think we talk about it like when the chances were like 70% at like ETH. Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe around this time, like beginning of November or something around that time before the big
Okay, so this
capitulation.
this chart, the big boy chart, the one that goes really far back in history. This is something we've talked about a few times on this show. Uh, this is the SPX to gold, ratio, and we talked about how it's possible that if this thing rolls over, breaks this level, that gold could just outperform for years compared to the stock market. And we're back. We're back there. And so I have some price alerts there that it's just a really interesting way to view the markets here. This is this track line here is from this area back in the 70s. And this is where we went through, I mean, from this break here in 1972, it went gold outperformed stocks for 7 years before stocks went on their generational run from the 80s to the 2000s. So if that were to happen again, you could be again in for that long period of gold just being the thing to own. Wild.
I have a hard time seeing that happen just because how bullish like the top 7 companies are right now and like all the things they have going for them.
Could be. I don't know. I don't know. Gold still seems under-owned. I mean, it's like I don't even know anybody that owns gold. Which is pretty wild.
I know Legendary. Um, Mentioned him before a couple of times. He's one of the hosts of the Modern Market Show. He holds not only gold but also like physical gold, like digital version and the physical version. Apparently, because some like tax advantages in the UK
Hmm. Tax advantages in the UK.
for having physical gold instead of like digital gold.
Hmm. The UK, man, I kind of wonder when it comes to the UK, I wonder what I'm getting psyoped on or what I'm not. Like, is it really that bad? Is it really turning into some authoritarian state, or is it still fine and there's just like pockets of London that suck?
It's probably mostly fine. And apparently they're gonna do Breakpoint next year in London. I never been, so if you want, we can go together. November
Hmm.
2026.
That's consideration. I don't even own any soul though.
We can get some by then.
Just
We
buy a
can buy
couple
some.
soul.
Yeah, we
Dude,
can buy.
we'll probably be buying it at $12 or so, right?
Yeah, at least 50.
Oh man. Uh yeah, I don't know. I've never been to London either. That might be an interesting thing.
I
They
think I'm
speak
gonna like
they
it.
speak English there, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a weird English, but yeah, they do.
Let's hear it. What's your English accent, Bongo? Let's hear it.
Oh man, you put me on the spot there. Let me see if I can come up with something. Mate, fuck off,
Mate?
mate.
Isn't that's more like a Australian, no?
That's all I got for you, Skigot. Let me see yours.
Hey, wouldn't you say bruv? Hey, bruv.
Never heard of that before.
Like brother? God, dude. Yeah, bruv. Like oh, hello, bruv. How you doing? Yeah, nice day out, isn't it? No, that's a little Australian too. I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, I mean there's not even any, we usually have bookmarks and things like that. I swear to God, I am wondering like what the fuck's happened to crypto Twitter, because my feed, I now have to only use my following feed because I don't see my whole feed is just normal world shit now. It's like, you know, shootings happening all across the world. It's sports, it's all this fucking soccer, which I just don't give a shit about. It's just like just stuff, like just stuff. And I'm like, what happened to my feed? Because normally it was like 95% crypto and market related stuff, and like a sprinkling of like fights or something, you know. And here we are now, and I'm wondering what the fuck happened. Is it just because people are cooked, or is it because there's some sort of change in like reach and stuff like that? What do you think?
I think it's the work being done in the algorithm, and I think it comes and go. Like sometimes my For You page is really good with a lot of crypto content, and I see a lot of people complaining about the algo. I think if you go for the For You page and you avoid liking everything but like crypto tweets, eventually it you only get like crypto tweets. But yeah, I just think it's the work that they're trying to do in the fucking algo, which is it doesn't seem to be working. It hasn't been working for the last year. It's like good for a week and then it's shitty. And then it's also like the lack of things to tweet about. Like I don't feel like anything has anything to tweet about other than bear posting at the moment. Everyone is hopeless.
Yeah, I still have hope. That's about all I have left is hope.
Yeah, that's the last thing you lost. Hope.
I do have one positive thing. I know now that next year I don't have to pay taxes because I lost money this year. You know, this is the first year for me in since 2015 that I've lost money.
Congrats, big guy.
And yeah, well, it feels really fucking awesome, doesn't it? And it happens to be the first year after I stopped stopped day trading, and that's fucked with me in the head because I'm like, well, was that the right decision? You know, because I'm like, maybe that's actually I always talk about, I always preach about like, hey, find your lane and fucking lean into that lane, right? What are you good at? Do more of that. And I was really good at day trading and I quit day trading.
Right.
And then I have a big losing year. It's like that's actually been harder to deal with than like a 30% down move crypto. I'm like, yo, am I doing the right thing here? So I'm giving it more time.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna keep down the road like the option of like re-looking into that, right? But for now,
Right.
I'm focused on like content and like being creative and all that shit. Because I have runway. One thing I have I feel fortunate is like I have runway. Unless Bitcoin goes to fucking 40,000, then my runway is like the shittiest dirt road airport in the Dominican Republic you could ever think of.
I can accommodate you down in DR, you and your family. Great, like American education for the kids, and a decent life in front of the ocean. That's what Punta Cana has to offer. Get ready to learn Spanish.
I don't want to learn Spanish. I don't like bugs. It's
Oh
probably gonna
man,
be humid as fuck. Like,
yes, yes,
and the
yes, yes.
fact that you said American education makes me think it's not that good of an American education. It's not like what we would ever call it. You just say we have good schools down here.
I meant like classes in English. That's yeah,
Uh-huh.
my definition of American education. Look at this. Look at this beautiful tweeting chart. Let me pull it up. For those that weren't here back in 2018, 2019, we had horrifically slow price action that eventually led to a 50% nook. Some hopium for the timeline.
When was that?
2018, 2019.
Okay. That's great. Good to hear.
I just wanted to bring that up.
Great to hear. I'm also open to the argument that we're somehow at the tail end of a bear market here. We just don't know it.
Yeah.
We like sped run it from 2024. Whatever we
I
got to
like
tell
that.
ourselves.
I like that. I do like that because we didn't have euphoria in this bull market. Like the closest thing to euphoria was the meme coin season in early at like beginning of the year and end of last year when we had like the AI run. That whole period was the closest thing we got to like a euphoric bull market. And maybe that was it. Maybe that's everything we are gonna get. Um, and I knew it because I had friends from real life like reaching out to me and like asking about crypto, getting into crypto for the first time, buying meme coins, g- getting together to like fucking talk about trades, and they were trading on Binance, like new tokens appearing on Binance, and she's just the signs were there at the time. But even if I had the fortune of like selling at the time, I was probably gonna just buy back at some point during the year because we all thought things were gonna keep going.
What's one thing? All right, I'll give you one. My big takeaway from this past couple of years, and then if you have any, let me know. But my big takeaway when you just said all that is the next time you think something is like the world's changing and it's going to be so important, nothing's ever that fucking important. No meta has ever played out the way we thought. Everything has died. Everything that had its crazy run has at least, even if it came back, died. Like the DeFi died, the metaverse died, NFTs died, meme coins died, AI died. The fucking Bitcoin mining energy play right now has just got one shotted from the high. Like everything just dies. So anytime you get that feeling deep down where you're like, no, this is the fucking one. Nope,
Yeah.
never is. That's like one of my big takeaways, and I got to keep telling myself that because I know how especially when you're winning in something, you're like, yes, I found my thing. This is my chance. This is my thing. I'm gonna run it up. This is my chance to fucking go on a generational run.
You once told me, and stick with me that a good trade doesn't last forever. And
Mm.
so when you find a good trade and you do good on the trade, you have to fucking get out. Maybe not completely, maybe not fully, but get out. And then,
Mhm.
put some money aside on a wallet you will never touch. At least not for like your trading stuff. So you at least you're taking profits, right? At least you're putting things aside because you never know when it's gonna be the biggest bull market in history or if it's gonna be a mid fucking bull market like the one we just had. So, you
Mhm.
know, that's a takeaway from me. And then don't get too high on the bull market. Don't fucking think you're too important. Don't fucking get too excited with the people around you because it's like getting high. You're high on a bull market, and it can last for a long time. It can last for a year, and it's doesn't do any good for you. Once you come out of that, it's just awful.
Mhm. Yeah. Pull this one last one up. It's not great. Bitcoin Gold.
Whoo!
Disregard this channel up here, but this current spot here looks very, very vulnerable. Very vulnerable. See, you could draw whatever you want. Let's see here. Oops. This was a chart that every chart that has been like the bull charts for this cycle, they're all basically being proven irrelevant. So,
Like the M2 money supply.
perfect example. What one's interesting I saw the other day? I don't know if I bookmarked it, but it was the hash rate. Because generally speaking, like when hash rate's doing really well, it's like been somewhat correlated with price and at least helps put a bit under it. But that one was even starting to get a little weird. Like hash rate was like uh price was going down and hash rate was going up. And at a certain point, when does that completely break too? I mean, I don't know. It's all these things people are trying to fit in, and I'm just like, yo, every fucking time, like these things are just big.
The mining gain has been awful this entire cycle. It never really became like super profitable, and this thesis or what went down last cycle where you were able to flip the miners, it never happened. And
Yeah.
hash rate is like dirt cheap and nobody's buying equipment because it's mostly because AI. Because if you're gonna set up a data center, are you gonna do Bitcoin miners or you're gonna do GPUs, which have infinite demand right now?
Hmm.
And miners are like equipment that came out a year ago is like barely profitable or not profitable at all right now. So unless you have access to like dirt cheap electricity, you're not making any money mining. And if you have access to cheap electricity, you're probably switching to GPUs. So I don't know who's mining Bitcoin and who's gonna be mining Bitcoin in the near future, unless like GPU demand like decreases radically in the next couple of months.
Well, the only takeaway for me from this conversation is that we've gone through everything that is really, really bad. There is a lot of good for I'm gonna leave crypto out, but for Bitcoin, I still think the story has gotten to be amazing for it. Um, Price action wouldn't suggest that though. So until the price action suggests that, nothing matters. Doesn't matter.
And I haven't followed through like all the headlines, but it seems like there's a lot of positive regulation and news coming out for crypto in general, which is a good
Hmm.
thing. And like eventually it should lead to something. And so, it seems more like a matter of time and not the whole trade being over and us having to pivot to AI. I don't think that that will be the case.
Yeah, the one thing that I heard, I think I talked to you about this before, like a couple months ago, that really stuck with me was if there's too many things that have to happen for your trade to go right or for your investment to go right, then you're not in a good investment. Like
Right.
it should be working for you. You shouldn't have to have like, well, this if this happens, this happens, this happens, and this happens, we're gonna go to the moon. Like,
Right.
okay, yeah, man. Like if that for any investment, that's how it would work. And sometimes I sit here thinking to myself, like, how many things do I think have to go right in order to be proven right? And I'm like, those are starting to stack up a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Although, like, when you think about something like, I mean, it's just a harder trade, but if you think about Tesla several years ago, you can make that argument, right? Like, there's so many things that have to go right for this to be a successful company, and it worked. But I guess it's just
Mhm.
like way harder to pick those trades and winning those trades than, or those are like once in a lifetime opportunities compared to your regular trade. By the way, before we leave, before we go, I do have something good for you, which is a great cigar recommendation. Something that I smoke
Mm,
down in DR, and I really enjoyed smoking this one. This is an Opus X by
mm.
Arturo Fuente. Delicious, amazing cigar. I'll send you a screenshot of this. So good. I think you'll like it.
I've heard of the brand. Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
smoked one though.
Arturo Fuente is one of the top brands, and they are based in DR. We have some of the best cigars, if not the best. And this one right here, it's amazing.
Do they how young do they teach you how to roll cigars out of the womb?
Um, in some places, very young, when you're 5.
Yeah. That's the summer job. We do lifeguarding or push carts at a grocery store. You guys roll tobacco leaves.
Uh,
Legends.
yeah, we clean shoes and windshields on the streets too.
Right. Yeah. And if you dream big enough, you could do that here too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You used to be able to. Now it's a little harder.
That's right. Yeah. All right. Well, let's touch base again. Maybe I think we might have another week or another couple days or something before the holidays next week. So maybe we touch base, see where we're at. Um, so something's brewing, man. It's either gonna be like, hey, we wow, we're reclaiming 95 or whatever, or or we're about to get nuked. I don't know which one, but it feels imminent. It feels very close.
Yeah, I maybe we can chat again on Friday. I think we go lower. I think we have a breakdown this week, and then I think we can bounce and find some relief. I think maybe 78, 75, and then a bounce. And look at this chart real quick. This is the Bitcoin chart. This was like end of the cycle in 2021. We had a 3% correction before we even bounced back to 47K. So it went to like 32K and then we had a bounce. So I think we can see something similar here. I think similar to this spot right here, we might be in the same situation where we're holding here, trying to bounce back. And then,
So we'd have to go to 65K before we bounce back to like 100.
yeah, send it back to 65. I
Jesus
mean,
Christ.
history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. So maybe we don't have to go that lower. Maybe it can be a little softer, and then we can bounce back to 95, 98, something along those lines.
Well, I would have expected a little bit of a higher move from the first parabola. But you're right. We'll see. We'll see.
Any predictions for the week? Price action? Give me a guess.
Uh I think by Friday we're over 90,000.
All right. I like it.
Yeah.
Optimistic, as always.
At some point I'll be right. Right? Even if we get down to like 20K and I'm not even in crypto anymore,
Yeah.
I'll sign on once a day and be like, oh, we're going to 300,000. See you
Yeah.
later.
Yeah. Yeah. One day.
All right. Nice talking.
Yes, sir. We'll see you. We'll see you guys again soon. Take care. Peace, everyone.